I sell from a knowledge point of view and what the right application is for the project.
Do you still miss getting your hands dirty?
No.
Don't miss it.
For me, it's working with people that want to work as a team. I think that's absolutely pivotal. If you want to be noticed,
you've got to stand out somehow.
Stand out.
Doors closing. Welcome to the 13th floor. Stuck in a Lift HQ.
Gav, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Stuck in a Lift.
Thank you for having me.
How's your journey in?
Long. So yeah, I live in sort of the Northamptonshire area, so it was a bit of a trek. But I'm always down in London, so it's it was no traffic, so that's good.
Oh, so brilliant! Can't complain.
I was out early, so so yeah. But no, it was a decent journey.
I hear that you go to the gym quite early. Have you been to the gym this morning?
I did go to the gym this morning. Yes.
How was it?
Empty.
Empty?
Yeah. Maybe 2 or 3 people in there.
No way.
Yeah. Normally it's a bit more busy, but yeah, it was quite empty this morning. But it's nice. It's nice and quiet, and I get a bit of time to just to do something for me in the morning before the day kicks in. No.
Yeah.
So.
Do you feel lost if you don't do that?
Yeah, I hate it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I've even started to try and embed it in the weekends a little bit. So I do one session over the weekend. So but it just sets me up. I think. Yeah. I'm not taking anybody's time during that morning. So like no one's calling me, no one's bothering me at that time. So it's a bit of music in my ear and and then just crack on with what I'm doing. And then when I come out, I'm more lively than I would do if I'd have woken up 20 minutes before that.
Indeed, so, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Do you have a set routine, or do you just go in and just lift, run? What's your routine?
So I do like the studio for 45 minutes.
Yep.
And then it's normally just a chest body part or something like that, and an arm, and then so just complete the rotation. So I try and keep an eye. I always forget, and then I end up doing 2 of something or 1 of
Well, as
so
long as you're moving,
that's just age though, forgetting. So
well, you look fantastic.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But don't. It's exterior, interior. They're 2 different things.
Okay, got it. So have you got all your Tupperware prepped? Have you got your protein shakes?
I'm not that involved. I'm more of a go to Tesco's, get a meal deal. With the protein meal deal thing, and try and I'm not strict as that on the diet side of things. Yeah, I haven't got the time for that.
No, it's a lot of prep.
Yeah, I used to work with someone that was so into that, and and not only that, the smell in his van and stuff like that was crazy.
Broccoli.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was when it's in there from the morning, so you're driving around with him with this smell all day, and
too much.
No, I'd rather just pop into a shop, and not only that, obviously I'm out entertaining sometimes with some clients or consultants and stuff, so I try and take them to a reasonably healthy place. That's not always easy.
No,
but
there's always a salad on the menu though, right?
I can't do salad.
You can't?
No.
Well, I had a salad the other day and it had like over 1,000 calories in it. I'm like,
what was in it?
You should check out the calories in salad.
Really?
In a restaurant, you'll be shocked.
They have chicken in it or something?
Yeah, it'll have chicken in it.
Yeah.
It'll have...
But I suppose chicken ain't that.
Might
mega
have salmon
calories,
in
is
it,
it?
or it might have nuts in it. It might have
nuts.
avocado in it. It all adds up.
1,000 calories.
1,000 calories.
No,
so I might as
at least
well
it's
have a
salary and
burger.
healthy. I should really try some. But I don't eat veg or anything. I'm a nightmare.
Don't eat veg.
No, I pretend that I get my goodness from those shakes, which are probably no good for you. Got
if
sweeteners
you eat
in
vegetables, your biceps will grow 5% bigger. Did you know that?
I still don't think I could do it.
No
Do
vegetables.
you know, it's quite funny. I get taken the mick out of by my family because I like honey carrots. So really it's like a sweet.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll eat veg-wise. So really it isn't eating a veg. It's eating, a veg coated in.
And carrots are full of sugar before you've even
Exactly.
had the
So
honey,
it's, yes. I probably should eat them before I go gym.
Maybe, a bit of veggie.
Yeah.
Carrots.
So, but no, it's not, I'm not the most strict on the diet food. I do like my food.
I feel like if you're training, burning calories, you can.
Yeah, I try and use it as an offset for that, you know what I mean? So I can do a bit of naughty and do a bit of good. It sort of offsets itself.
The question in the gym world, though, is what protein bars do you eat? Because there's quite a
They're all bad,
debate.
aren't they? I don't think they're really that good, are they? Really?
No, in terms of like substance, probably not, but taste,
a lot of sugars
because
and
there's a lot of awful protein bars.
My go-to is salted caramel from Nature Valley, I think it is.
Oh.
That's my go-to.
Not a grenade bar?
No, I don't want it to taste like protein.
Do you feel like they do?
Oh,
the grenade ones?
Do you not?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Like anything that's literally actually like a proper protein bar, I think tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a dairy milk bar.
There's quite a unique texture to protein, isn't there? like in a bar, or even
And
if
in
they
a
say like a
shake.
flapjack or a cookie or anything, or shakes I can handle. Shake I can do all day. I was starting to make my own, and that lasted all of about 2 days.
Because you're putting vegetables in that, because you should.
Oh, no. Vegetables in a shake?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I don't think that works.
Avocado, broccoli, spinach.
See, everything you've just said there has no appeal to me. But
It doesn't have appeal to me, but I feel like I should eat it.
Yeah.
So, Cole Morgan.
Yes.
Who are they? What do you do for the company?
Yep.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, so Cole Morgan are a controller manufacturer, so a supplier of control systems to the lift industry, more to the independent side. We do obviously control systems and work with the majors and that. But yeah, we're a German-based company out of Cologne. We're going into our 60th year next year. So
60,
we've been around.
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was talking to one of the sons of the owners yesterday when I was in Germany, and he brought it up, which was good timing actually for this interview. And yeah, he said, oh yeah, I was 12 when you came over for the 50th. And I was like, wow, when was that? And he said 2015. I was like, wow, it's been that long.
Wow.
So just time has just flown. It's been crazy. So yeah, 60 years making control systems. So yeah, it's been around. We've been established for some time, obviously in the UK market for a very long time now. And yeah, like with all the innovations and stuff that go on, we're just obviously moving forward
With the times.
Yeah, and bringing those
yeah.
new, like I heard you speaking about IoT and obviously AI and stuff, which is becoming a big part of it. But yeah, so I think our systems are well known within the industry, probably more in the like high end, mid-range to high end group systems. Our grouping algorithms and stuff are quite advanced and that. So yeah, we've been around a long time.
60 years.
60 years, not me.
I was going to say.
Not far off.
Yeah.
Not far off, but so 60 years.
Target Lifts are proud to sponsor the Stuck in a Lift podcast in partnership with Blacks Productions, providing honest and detailed communication to ensure you are supported with your lift requirements. Target Lifts are always aiming higher.
So what do you do for Cole Morgan?
So my current position is the UK sales director.
Right.
So I head up the sales for the modernisation for Cole Morgan UK. So that's my role at the moment. I've done a few roles within Cole Morgan,
which we're about to go into, which I'm excited to learn. So what made you join the manufacturing industry?
Yeah, it was a bit of a funny one. My dad's in the industry, like you'll find out with a lot of people. It's a very incestuous.
Yep. Everyone's connected.
Yeah, somehow. Everyone's got an uncle and aunt or someone within the lift industry. And mine was my dad. I had no interest in the lift industry at the time. I was at school playing football. Really wanted to do something in sports, maybe sport management or something like that. I mean, the idea would have been to play football, but I was quick and nothing else really. So as you get older, you know that the game needs to be played a different way.
Yeah.
So while I was younger, great. As I got older and the skill side of things needs to be more brought forward here, I had to sort of play at a lower level and that. But I went to college. Out of school, and like everyone does, picked a course thinking at the times that like computers and the IT side of things. So I did a course for Microsoft applications as they just come out, spreadsheets and all that. So I thought that would be a good sort of way into some job. It sort of gave me a bigger overview of that. So that was my plan, and it didn't really work out that way. So I did the first year, and then the summer came, and all my friends were working at that time, earning money, going out. My parents were pretty generous at the time, so gave me obviously money to participate, but not the level that when you're earning the money. And I think my friends at the time were earning £250 a week. So it's quite a lot. It is a lot back then. Yeah, so that would have been 97.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was quite a lot of money back then for
it's a lot of
an
football
78.
shirts for that.
It is a lot of football shirts and a lot of drink and a lot of going out to buy clothes and trainers at the time, which was the thing. Came to the summer. And my dad said he could sort of sort me out something for the summer. He'd just joined Fujitech at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So he'd moved from Schindler to Fujitech. So he got me in there, and I just started a job in the finance department. So bringing my the application stuff. Yeah, and I was doing that. I was quite enjoying it. And obviously when you get your first month's pay, it changed the game a little bit. I was able to go out with my friends and have a really good time. The idea was to go back for the second year, and that never happened. I stayed in there and carried on working because obviously the money side of things, it was good. So that's where I started, and then I moved on. I was obviously you're in the office, you've got engineers coming in, and I got quite friendly with the engineers, the great bunch of guys at the time, and they were just talking about how much overtime they were earning and this, and I'm thinking, well, I'm earning that, and you're earning that. So I went into it was Andy Gino, who recently. I think he's moved on now. He was at Fujitech, back at Fujitech now. He'd moved to Mitsubishi a few times. Yeah, and he gave me the opportunity, and I started my apprenticeship in '98, I think it was. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's it. I started as a lift mate in 1998. Okay. So that was the start into the actual lift industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it?
Enjoyed it. That's I suppose I enjoyed being with the lads and that side of things. I'm not sure I enjoyed the work at the time, because as a mate, especially back then, it's probably a lot different now. You were abused is probably the wrong word, but you were put on.
You done so the you rubbish bits.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a guy, what you don't want to do is open up a lift pit and it's full of rubbish and in you go.
Because you'll be the one cleaning it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. And at that time, we were still carrying the engineers' tools as well. So, and they would purposely put the biggest spanners they could find, everything in there. So we're like, I think it was only in my first year that happened, but literally walking behind them with their...
So they're walking across the road with their coffee whilst you're carrying all the tools.
Carrying their massive... I don't know if you might... but back in the day, you used to have these big black cases. All the engineers used to have them. You used to open it up. It used to have all your screwdrivers and sets in it and everything. But they would purposely put like the 36mm spanner in there and everything in there and make you carry it. So that was.
Well, that's where your gym journey started, then, eh?
I could have needed it then. Yeah, it might have been a little bit easier now, but so it was hard work. So you'd go in and it would be it would be hard work. But there was a lot of enjoyable things as well. There was a lot of banter,
a lot of life lessons.
And I suppose in a way it sort of changed a little bit now, and maybe the apprentices of today maybe have it a little bit easier than we did back then, because we really were put through our paces, and no one cared.
No.
Yeah, no one would care that you're walking behind. It sort of only like a year later, I remember I was working with the engineer at the time, and I got to a point where I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not. You're just purposely making me get, and sort of had a bit of a disagreement with him. But after that, it was a bit of more of a shared responsibility.
I think if you stand your ground, then everyone knows their boundaries.
Yeah, you need to settle in first. Yeah, you know what I mean. Get your confidence up as well. Well, obviously, as a 17, 18-year-old going into the lift industry, and a lot of the guys are very robust, big guys that have been lugging test weights here, there, and everywhere, and they're unforgiving. Mm-hmm. So they'll put you through your paces. But like I say, it was a good learning curve, and it sort of projected me into continuing on that journey. So.
What happened after that?
Just a standard apprenticeship. I started my J modules, but the J modules switched over to the MVQ during my time. Mm-hmm. So it was a choice of whether to continue the J modules or jump straight onto the MVQ. So that's what I did. I jumped onto the MVQ 3 and just done that. So I just did my years. I did it quite quickly within reason at the time, I think, and I got put out on night call probably quicker than I should have done at that time. But that wasn't unusual, I don't think, back then. Yeah, so I just did my modules, took maybe 2 or 3 years to go through them stages before you become an engineer. Then once you pass your MVQ 3, you're out on the tools and stuff and doing night calls. So that was really the beginning of the journey on Fujitech. It was at the time. So I did my like a standard apprenticeship and became an engineer and had a route and went
around. Done.
Yeah.
So how did you get out of the overalls and into the suit?
Well, so back on Fujitech. So I was at Fujitech for 11 years. So so from 97 to what would that have been? 2008, 2009, something like that. I think it was 11 years. So I just progressed, but I was quite fortunate that the guys in the tech team, a guy called Gary Wilson at the time, sort of took me under his wing. So I got to participate in more of the technical stuff, whereas a lot of the other apprenticeships or the people coming through were doing the standard stuff, the maintenance and the repairs and stuff. So he sort of took me under his wing. So I was going out doing fault finding. So then that was just a natural progression. So as much as you didn't really have a qualification for it at the time, I then moved up to like a junior technician and started to do sort of like backup technical support and stuff like that within like the M25 area. That was my area at the time. So that's what I did, and that's really what I did. I sort of became a more senior technician on there. I did start my MVQ 4 on Fujitech at the time, and so that's where I was when I ended. Decided to leave Fujitech. I was in the middle of the MVQ 4, and I was like a technician stroke supervisor. So
from Fujitech, where did you go next?
So that was like just sometimes you have a period in your life where you want to change.
Yep.
And I was being approached a few times. Obviously, I think it was quite big with the smaller lift companies coming through as well. So there was some opportunities out there. And a guy that I'd worked with on, like when I first started, Paul Murray, so Murray Lifts.
Yeah.
He offered me a job, and so I decided to, that's the right time to go and have a move. So I moved over to Murray Lifts for about 9 months. It was probably would have stayed there as and continued that path, but an opportunity came up, and I got approached by a headhunter for the Cole Morgan technical support role. So that's where that came. So
got to take it.
Well, I didn't think I'd had a chance, to be fair, because normally I'd already met Andy Laver, who's now our MD, and he was a technical support engineer at the time, and I'd met him on a Fujitech site that we had done with Cole Morgan, and his level compared to my level at that time was quite significant to see. So when it came up, I thought, I've got nothing to lose, I'll go for it. But I didn't expect to sort of really get that opportunity. So I thought, you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you?
Oh, exactly, exactly.
So I went for it. Lionel Hutt was the MD at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting him at the Black Prince Holiday Inn.
Okay,
It was 10 o'clock in the morning. I went and sat with him, and he offered me the job in the room, which was quite a surprise.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he had interviewed quite a few people before that, but we obviously
saw the talent.
I think, maybe the enthusiasm. Okay. And maybe a bit, because I've always had confidence.
Yep.
I always feel like if you put me in a scenario or a situation, I will find a way to work something out. So I think just that fact, he was maybe looking for some young blood rather than a seasoned guy, because he already had a technical manager on there called Andy Cole, who was obviously very seasoned and very well thought of in the lift industry. So to bring someone in young to learn, I think was where that sort of clicked for him.
You're thinking the long term.
Yeah, I think maybe prior to it, he had 2 senior guys, and there might have been a little bit of maybe conflict or where it didn't work as well as maybe he'd hoped.
Yeah.
So I think that's the path. So he offered me the job in the room, and obviously I accepted it straight away, because it was seeing what Andy had done when I'd worked with him on site when he was supporting Fujitech. It was definitely the path that sort of shone out, but there's not many of those opportunities around. No. So if they come about,
you've got to take
I would say to anyone who's like a tech guy, to have that opportunity to be a specialist in an area is fantastic opportunity.
So Cole Morgan, what's your most successful project to date over the past 12 years?
Over the 12 years. So obviously my first journey, because I started off as the technical support engineer, and that sort of journey carried on for probably 11 years, working with Andy Cole, the senior engineer, but we sort of became sort of equals in that as we go, because he left for a little bit and came back. From a technical point of view, we had so many big group systems that we were involved in, Hall Call Destination, which is a big thing with Cole Morgan. So we did, at the time when I first started, we had a lot of projects around the Bishopsgate area. Yeah. So it was like 2 8-car groups, 1 Hall Call Destination, and I would say just being involved in that first, like learning on the job, and what I learned in a year and a half with working with Andy Cole was just, I'd say I'd learned more from him in a year and a half than I did probably in 4 or 5 years previous.
Wow.
So that's how, sort of, from a mentor point of view, and obviously working with him with his knowledge, you just absorb it because it's one-to-one.
Yeah.
And it was, and just being involved in those high-end projects was fantastic. And if you're a lift guy, being involved in those big group systems with Hall Call and security systems and stuff like that, it's challenging, but it's a real joy to be involved in that. So I'd say that from a technical point of view, those big jobs. But from a sales, I always thought I would migrate into sales at some point. I like the people, communication and the variation of what it brings. So I eventually went into that side of things. And from a sales point of view, probably one of my first big sales, which was a 8-car group in Bishopsgate with Hall Call, with our new Hall Call system, which is like a CAN-based system. That would be, I'd say, the one that stands out, because I'd only been in my sales role for maybe 4 months, and I had good relationships with like the company we was involved in doing it and stuff like that. And this opportunity came, we took the clients out, we showed them existing jobs that we'd done together, and we won the job, and it was the highest value job that Cole Morgan had won in the UK at the time.
Within 4 months?
Within 4 months.
Wow.
So it was quite, for me, it was quite an achievement. But it was a team effort. Obviously, we had, at the time, I was working with Lionel, who was the sales director, and obviously I learned a lot from him doing what he does. He'd been in the sales role for a long time in various capacities. So as a team, we put that together. But it was a major achievement at the time for me. So I'd say that one.
Target Lifts are proud to provide qualified and experienced field staff to ensure all reactive repairs, call-outs and technical visits are completed in a timely fashion. Their management and administration staff are entirely focused on providing a customer service experience that is second to none. Target Lifts can provide expert maintenance on all types of single lift and group installations. They offer a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency call-out service, of which they are committed to ensuring all calls are 100% attended to in the agreed service level agreed times. To find out more, visit targetlifts.limited.co.uk today.
Do you think being out on the job and being the engineer, being out in the lifts, you get to talk to everyone on site? Do you think you bring over those relationships into your sales?
100%.
Yeah.
I would say that from a sales point of view, knowing the product, knowing what it can do, knowing what its limitations are and what it can exceed at, I think is absolutely pivotal. Yeah. For me, I couldn't do anywhere near as good a job as I think I do without knowing that stuff. So for me, it was like almost like the right path to learn that about the product and that and bring it to the table. Yeah. And I think it brings a level of trust. Yeah. Especially when obviously you're doing these projects before with people, so the technicians know you, the engineers know you. You're known as like the guy from Cole Morgan, which is a nice position to be. And then when you bring that over to the sales, they can trust you, I think. You know what I mean? And I think that's how I sell. I sell from a technical point of view. I sell from a knowledge point of view and what the right application is for the project. And what I can bring to the table from the technical point of view is like, if you've got machine calcs or something like that, where there's details that could be missed and very costly, then I bring that to the table through the sales side of things. So yeah, it's definitely, for me, it was a great path to bring those qualities into the sales role.
Do you still miss getting your hands dirty?
No.
Don't miss it. No, everyone says that.
It's crazy. I sometimes drop back in because of my knowledge on the Hawkle systems and stuff like that and the security systems, because it takes a lot of time to gather that knowledge. Yeah. And systems change as well. So we obviously still got a lot of the older systems out there where obviously the newer engineers have not had as much sort of involvement in them. So I still sort of drop in when need be for knowledge and stuff like that. But no, I think my calling for me was sales in the end. But I really enjoyed my time on the technical side. There were so many positives for it. But I think it all leads you to a path, doesn't it? Like almost like not written for you, but you know where your strengths are, and if you can build on that and then take it into something that you're really passionate about, then I think that's where I've sort of headed. And now I see myself as because I did drop back again. Okay. So I was the technical sales manager for probably around 2 years. And then we had a situation on Cole, where people leave and you lose skill sets in certain areas. So then the option to migrate over to a technical director's role came up, and it was a good opportunity for me to progress, but also it was a requirement of the company, I think, to keep that level of support. Yeah. Because it's such a major point. You can't sell without support. No. Support is pretty much key. So that confidence in that support. So I changed back, and I always was going to go back to sales, but I obviously had to just mitigate what was going on the technical. And then when obviously like everything happens, someone leaves or whatever, the opportunity comes, and I moved back into the senior role for sales. So it's where I want to be, and brilliant. Hopefully that's my path for the next good few years. Nice.
Are there any challenges within your job role that you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, challenges every day. I think like performance of or making sure that you're delivering for the customer, because everything is on time scales, everything is money, you know what I mean? So any sort of lateness or any sort of wrong engineered equipment and stuff like that can cause major issues. So there's a lot of concentration into making sure the jobs are engineered correctly. So a lot of time is put into that. You can't always be perfect. That's just not the way, because like anything, bad data in, you get bad data out. Yeah. So you got to try and it's not always easy to check everything. But there are many challenges every day. A lot of the job is a lot of fun and everything, but I'd say just keeping the customers happy, making sure that that you're in constant communication, and that for me, it's not about the problems that arise. It's about how you go about sort of 100%. Rectifying. And that's how I feel from my sales side of things. I think that with the technical knowledge, that's what I offer on the sales side of things. So I don't just sell it and walk away. I can help if there's an issue, or at least give them the extra engineering side of things to make sure that we are putting the right product in the right slots. So I'd say, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think every job in the lift industry is challenging. Customers are very demanding, so which then puts the pressure on the lift company, that then puts the pressure on us. And like I said, it's more about just how you get these solutions. For me, it's working with people that want to work as a team. I think that's absolutely pivotal with what we do, because there's nothing worse than being in a situation and then it being pushed over and it's like your fault, or being sort of thrown under the bus or anything like that. If we can work as a team, because one time it might be your issue, the next time it might be someone else's issue. And I would say I pride our, like Cole Morgan, on making sure that we're working as a team with whoever we're supplying to and supporting.
And you can always learn from the person next to you, right? Not
Absolutely.
Everyone knows everything. So.
Oh, there's some fantastic people in the lift industry with so much knowledge. A lot of the older guys, and this is where I've heard on a lot of the podcasts about like the apprenticeships and stuff like that. It's so important that we do stabilise the industry and bring those youngsters through, because the older generation, when I was coming through, the level of expertise and the efforts were far higher than they are now, in my opinion.
Yes, said a lot.
There's still absolutely fantastic people in the lift industry. We work with them every day, great technicians and stuff, but not as vast as it was before. I think it's not. Yeah, I think we've got to look at what we're going to be doing for the future and make sure that we're doing that internally with Cole Morgan at the moment. We're looking at apprenticeships because we're a small team in the UK, but all of us are in the industry because we've got obviously the knowledge, or at the company because we've got the knowledge and stuff. But everyone's getting older, so what are we going to do? You know what I mean? As we bring those friends,
forever.
No, you can't, and you've got to pass that knowledge on, and you can't pass it over in a week.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So it needs to be a progression, and I think investing in the future, like the guys at Target do, and a lot of the other lift companies do, it's so important, and it's got to change. I think it's not going quick enough. We need to really look at our training as well, because I think the knowledge levels need to sort of be increased from the general practices to like the basic electronics and stuff like that. I think it's important. So we need to focus.
Why do you think there's elements that are being missed? Where's the chain?
That's a really good question, because really not much changed. Like from when I did the MVQ3, because I've done the MVQ4 as well.
Yep.
So and they're totally different modules. One's more about the management and obviously the testing side, and the other one is obviously the servicing or the repair side of things, or installation. So I don't think the MVQs have changed that much. So they have their purpose, but maybe it's just application. Maybe like we say, the world's full of social media and stuff like that. So maybe the attention of certain things maybe get a little bit lost. Like back in the day, if I was not concentrating, I'd know about it. I would, I would. I don't think I would not concentrate
again.
Yeah, not for a long time until I forgot about it for a bit. But maybe that side of things, maybe just the concentration and the application to detail, and understanding that you really can get a lot out of it if you listen to the right people. Knowledge is there to be passed on. So I think, if we can just sort of improve that level and concentrate a lot more on like the electronic side, because the supply is changing with, like you say, with IoT and stuff like that, and like the CAN-based systems out there now. It's a lot of low voltage, low frequency equipment. So it needs to sort of the knowledge on how to install that and sort of properly segregate certain things and stuff needs to be applied so that we can move this forward. I
guess you can then pass on your knowledge, but how do you train a person as in like their own skill set and their mindset? Because if someone's not got the right mindset, you can't train.
No, of course.
You can't teach them anything if they're not willing to learn.
No.
So I guess it's quite important to be specific with the people that you're bringing into the company. Yeah, and I think that's probably the challenge, because until you're working with someone, you're not necessarily going to know that. No.
And how they approach in their application to a certain task. So, that's the tough thing, because you don't necessarily know. But if you get the right person and you can pass that knowledge on, then they're going to take it. I think it is. You're right. I think it's a mentality.
Yeah.
From that side of things. So we just really need to sort of really drum it into these younger guys that they really can, because there's so many different career paths in the lift industry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you make a good living. You some of the stuff you get involved in, like the exhibitions. I mean, we've got 2 big exhibitions next year. I love them. Go out, you meet people, and it's such a big. So if you get to those positions where you're involved in those, it really is a big insight into like what the lift industry is as a whole. And I think there's nothing wrong with if someone wants to stay at a certain level or that they're happy with their lot and stuff like that. But there is some, if you apply yourself and do the right things, there's some absolute fantastic opportunities. And I'm a show of that, because I started in '97 and I've progressed through the lift industry, not just through knowledge or fit, but it's what I've put into it. And I think that shows the younger lot. If you actually really put your efforts in, do what you're meant to do, concentrate, and you really can progress and have a really good career within the lift industry. And it's a great industry. It really is. If you really want to apply yourself and you want to put those effort into it, it can be seen. Yeah. And that's what, I mean, if I was looking for someone, it would be that application. So their time management, their efforts, they're going a little bit above and beyond to make sure that they're being visible. Yeah. Because if you want to be noticed,
you've got to stand out somehow.
You've got to stand out, yeah. Especially in an industry that's full of, like, there's thousands of people within the lift industry. Yeah. So to stand out, you need to do something if you want to progress into these specific roles.
You do, indeed. So talking to people, what do you love most about your job right now?
Yeah, the people interaction.
Yeah, the people.
Yeah, I think, I've been in the lift industry a long time, so I know a lot of people. It is quite a small industry as much as it is obviously vast across but with my job, obviously, I work all over the UK, into Ireland, Scotland. So I know obviously more in the south because that's where I've been based. But as I'm sort of managing the sales in the UK, obviously I'm getting more involved in the northern sector and stuff like that and meeting new people, which is great. We've just recently sold a job in Bermuda. So I've been speaking to the guys on the island, having Teams calls and stuff like that. So that's fantastic. So it's just...
I'll get that one filmed as a case study.
Yeah, I mean, we had to do a bit of a docket for it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's one that come out of the blue, but it's an amazing project to be involved in. Yeah. And they're the sort of things, when those things come out, and we're lucky enough, because of the type of control system we do, we are involved in some absolutely spectacular jobs. Like I said, with the technology, the haul destinations, the IoT, the apps, and all that side of things, which we've got. I mean, we've got our own K Solutions team within Cole Morgan. So we do everything in-house. So all the servers, everything that runs all our applications, the VPNs and all that, all done internally for us. So we've got a lot of control over how we sort of build and grow a product from that side of things. So I think, the world's changing in that respect. I think we're going to use a lot more of the IoT stuff to do a lot of the monitoring and stuff like that. So
talking of AI, if that's the route we're going, where's the future for it in terms of like specific details? What do you think?
I think from our point of view, it will be for the optimization of the product. So being able to learn an environment in more detail, because we already have those levels, but obviously AI is just improving things on how it sort of maps things out and is able to then come up with a like the data to back that up. So I think it's just, you just need to be careful with it. I think with AI, it needs to be used in the right way. So if it can optimize something and make a product better, then great. I think everyone will be adopting it. So we're definitely, like I said, we've got our own internal IoT specialist, like someone who runs that department. So anything like that, he would work on to improve our products. Any sort of new innovations that come out that can improve our products, he would sort of like look into that and see, because there's a lot of security aspects to it as well, and how you use data and information and stuff like that. So I think, it's definitely going to play a big part in everything, like from the automotive industry, our industry, social media. It's never going to be...
I feel like it's come in and it's come in hard.
Yeah,
like,
it has. Yeah, scary. So it really is, and that's what I'm saying. When it's that level, it's how you use it, I think. Yeah.
You need to still control it.
Definitely.
The minute it controls you, then we're in
and that's
trouble.
the scary point of it, isn't it? How it can sort of adapt. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting.
It is.
It's going to be interesting. So, but we'll utilise whatever is out there.
I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah,
that's the future. You've got to go with the times. You've got to adapt. Like, you've got to jump on the train.
Yep, absolutely, and use it to obviously better enhance your products.
Indeed, indeed.
So it'd be interesting to see where this goes.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Did you know, as part of Target Lift's social initiatives within their local community, they currently sponsor 3 football teams: Milton and Folkestone's under-16s, Fleet Down United Girls Under 18s, and Together Men Football Club, a charity football team raising awareness for men's mental health. Keep an eye on their progress on all of their social media accounts. Target lifts are always aiming higher.
Have you seen anything that's unexpected along your journey so far that you can share with us?
Yeah,
you've seen a lot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot, and obviously I think some of the other people that you've had on have had to be a little bit cautious on some stories and stuff. But I'd say, like, obviously being an engineer, you're going to a lot of buildings and a lot of scenarios and stuff like that. I remember once in 2000, I was the only engineer that was available to work because it was obviously New Year's Eve. Everyone wanted to go out because it was this big thing. So I decided that there was quite a lot of money on offer for that evening. So I thought, okay, I'll take that. And I remember getting a call out. I can't remember what time. It would have been after midnight, with a guy trapped in a lift on Canary Wharf in a luxury block of flats. And yes, I went out to the call as you would do. Got there, could hear him in the lift. Did all the standard procedures. Made sure the lift was safe. And he was banging on the door. So I was like, oh, just let me get what I need to get done. I'll get you out as soon as possible. Just relax, you're safe. Got everything there. The lift was still at floor level, so obviously I isolated it. And as I opened the door, he's just letting himself go everywhere. He'd literally been stuck in the lift for so long, and needed,
Lovely.
So obviously I've opened the door and he's
Closed
there.
it quick.
Closed it quick, and just let him finish off what he was doing, and then open the door, let him out. He was so embarrassed, bless him. You know what I mean? It wasn't a nice situation to be in. I mean, I was still, I think, like the standard call-out time is like an hour, so I was within that time, but it's obviously a long time to be stuck in a lift. So, bless him.
Who has to clean that up?
Not me.
No.
Not me.
Who does that?
I suppose they've got like a janitor with that sort of level building. I can't remember offhand whether they would have had a concierge or something like that. Right. Maybe they did. I can't remember. But what he did do is he sort of explained this. I said, you don't have to explain, right? I totally understand. So he said, just wait there for me. So I just waited, and he went and got me a really nice bottle of champagne to say thank you. So that was nice. I just said to him, like, have you washed your hands before he gave it to me, and everything. But there's some strange things that have gone on. I've been involved with a few when I was a supervisor on Fuji Tech. There's like everyone being in our industry for so long, there was a few like accidents and stuff which were a bit not too nice to be involved in, like not myself, but having to go out there when an engineer's, we had one in London where one of our engineers was leant over the car. It was back on an older lift, so it had ground return, and he accidentally switched it from test to normal, and then someone had put a call in and the lift went down and it took the back of his foot off, unfortunately. Yeah, wow. So and I had to go.
You've got to be so careful.
It is such a dangerous, it needs to be completely, drilled into the people coming into the lift industry and working on the equipment. I know we do the 202 and that for the safety and that, but the vigilance needed to work on lifts needs to be high.
So
it's so everyone who's been in the lift industry working on the tools will have had something happen, a near miss or something like that, because it's like inevitable that's going to happen. But it's if you come out of it safe. Hence, if I'm being honest, why coming onto this side of things, I've done my time doing that, and I'm on this side of things now, so it's a little bit safer from that side of things. So it's just the guys need to be safe out there and just don't rush things.
No,
make sure you're doing the right things exactly, and make sure you get home.
Yeah,
because it can be unforgiving sometimes.
I can't believe that you opened that lift door and he needed the loo.
It must have literally been, if I'd have been there 3 minutes earlier, it'd have been fine. But he must have, because when I first got there, obviously I want to make sure it's safe and everything. So I didn't obviously just get him out straight away. I had to make sure.
Was he not yelling, I need the toilet?
No, not first of all. So when I got there, I explained to him, and then I could hear a massive bang on the door, like really violently.
Like now.
Yeah, so he'd obviously got to that point where I think he must have thought, when I got there, right, I'm going to get out.
Yeah.
And he thinks that I'm there to just get him out straight away. But obviously, like anything, you have to make sure that the lift is in a position and safe to get them out. And that obviously takes a bit of time. And then, so just bless him. These things happen. Things happen, don't they?
It does.
What can you do?
You've got to go, you've got to go.
Yeah. And he had nowhere else to go, did he?
No.
But I'm sure, he probably pays enough ground rent for someone to clean that up. It was quite a nice building.
I'm glad that you didn't need to do it.
No, it weren't part of my my job description, thank God. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So we would love to end today's podcast in tradition, and we'd love to know who you'd want to be stuck in a lift with.
Okay, yeah, so that's an interesting question, isn't it? Because it just opens up you have to be careful. So for me, I hear like other people with their sports, like obviously I'm into my sports as well, so I'd say Stephen Curry, who's a basketball player. Yeah. I'm actually hoping to go and see him next year in San Francisco. It's been a sort of like something that I've wanted to do for a long time before he retires, because he's not no spring chicken anymore, but he's an absolute legend, and the way he sort of applies himself just to his job, to his craft, and the effort he puts in. He's got like a documentary out there, and it really sort of hits home. Yeah.
Where can you watch that?
Netflix, I think it is, or Prime, something like that. But it's really just more like what you put in, you get out. So if you're that guy that's there earlier in the morning than everybody else, and you're the guy that leaves a bit later than everyone else, you will get the rewards. Yeah. And obviously you've got your family time and stuff, so you have to balance that. And no one's saying that you shouldn't do that, but it is what you put into something. And with him, like that continues. He's the number 1 3-point shooter in the game all time. No one's even close to him, and it's because he just put out from when his dad, from when he was like 7, was literally just ball after ball after ball. And I think that repetition. And so I'd like to have a conversation with him. That would be quite good, because he's like a bit of a hero of mine from a sporting world. It would have been.
Fit in a lift? He's quite tall, isn't he?
No, he's not actually. He's
not?
Yeah, not for a basketball player. I think he's 6'1".
Oh, so he won't make you feel short.
Anyone 6'1" would make me feel short, unfortunately. Yeah. I normally have to go to Santa's house to feel tall. So but no, he's not that tall. So I'd feel reasonably comfortable. Okay, it's not like some of them.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It's probably not a sport for me. Probably why I went football.
No. Watch that one, not play it.
I think that. I'm not sure anyone would sort of think, he could play this game. So it might be a little bit difficult. So.
Okay, well, let's get you stuck. What would you ask him?
What would I ask him? I would just want to talk about his career and what he's done, and then obviously the application and that mindset. Yeah. To really be that focused on being the best, because that's what it takes. If you want to be the best, you have to put the effort in. Yeah. And I think that's one of the. If you've got that in you and you've got that sort of mentality and that drive, then you can achieve those things. Whether you've got he wasn't the biggest. You know what I mean? He was like, when he came into the league, he was tiny. Yeah. Like no muscle, no nothing, and he built that and became someone that couldn't be pushed off the ball and couldn't be touched in so many. And that's why he's won 4 championships and is where he is. So I think when you look up to these sporting idols, and it could be any sort of industry, if you like, you know what I mean, someone who's actually put that effort in, you can see that determination and that drive, that everyone like that's an inspiration.
I agree.
So, and it's just what you only get, like, one life in this world, and it's what you do with it. And if you're content and happy with what you're doing, then great.
That's also fine.
Absolutely. You know what I mean. But if you want to go get yours, then you should go get it.
So I think Danny, listening to this podcast, needs to do 200 press-ups a day, doesn't he? Not 100, because I feel like
he's getting old now,
bog
Dan,
standard. Like 100's the minimum.
Yeah, he should be in the gym with me at 5:30, shouldn't he?
Be.
What's he doing? No,
but I mean,
I'm not being funny. If he's doing 100, I don't think I could do 100 press-ups.
No, it's a lot on your limbs. I think my shoulders would give way.
Do we think he's exaggerating a bit?
I haven't seen any videos, have you?
Well, but then the proof's in the pudding, isn't it? So next time we get Dan in here, 100 press-ups. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Aye.
Or at least a video.
I would say I could probably do 20, maybe 30.
Also, it's on the form as well, right? If you've got a good form.
Oh, yeah, if he's just, if he's going like 2 inches down, then we'll have to have a word.
We probably could do that, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We'll have all right, let's get that video.
Yes, Dan, see, let's get it done.
Gav, thank you so much for joining me.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for having me. It was great. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Doors closing.
The Algi's challenge is to deliver every day the right quality in a sufficient quantity.
We would love to know who you'd want to be stuck in a lift with.
I would like to stuck in a lift with Thomas Tuchel. Algi is well known. We have installed thousands of power units.